Hi, everybody. Welcome to Busy Living Sober. Busy Living Sober. Busy Living Sober. It's episode two, two, two.
Good thing it wasn't 221.
It's 222.
When I was doing those fingers, it would have been bad.
It's 222. Thanksgiving.
Not yet.
It's also step 10.
Step 10.
Mm-hmm.
Continue to take personal inventory. And when we were wrong, if that ever happens, promptly admitted it.
We're trying to be fun at this, and we're also serious. When we were wrong, promptly admitted it. Sought through prayer and meditation.
That's the next one.
Yeah.
We're not there yet.
No.
I only have 2 more episodes after this.
Are you sad?
Wow. It went so fast.
Have you had enough?
So tell us.
There's only 2 more episodes with JF, so everybody enjoy it, because I think he's going to take a hiatus. I think he's going to go on a little vacation and not come on for a little bit, which is totally fine. We can go on without him. Maybe I'll get Wheezy on here. Do I look like Little Red Riding Hood?
No, you look like I guess I'm not allowed to say it because in this land of political correctness, I can't talk about the Russians.
So continue to take personal inventory when we're wrong, properly admitted it. I have to tell you, this is was and is a big part of my life. And in fact, it's helped me in so many ways doing this. And the way that I am promptly admitted, it's something I actually have learned most recently is how important this is. And it's kind of like a fifth step, but you do it daily. And for me, at least, the way my fellow traveler, my spiritual guide, has talked to me about doing it, it's literally writing down where who I'm resentful of, what the story is, but how do I bring God into that story? And it's important for me to do that. I write what's going on, and I end up I do this at night. And the first couple of times I did it, it was really, 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 really long. And now I do it at night, and I think about my day. Where was I wrong? Where could I have done things differently? Where am I grateful in that day? And how I can sleep actually so much better when I do this, because I've been happier recently because of it. And I have freedom today like I haven't had in a really long time. And it's really getting quiet right before I go to bed. I have a notebook next to my bed, and I just write in there what went on that day. Where could I change? Where could I be better? But then where I was good too. I don't just write the bad.
Interesting.
What do you think about that?
Well, I do a similar thing. I just in my little notebook, I have one column that says negative and one column that says positive.
Oh.
And so I take the opportunity to reflect on my day and put the negative things in the negative column and the positive things in the positive column. And sometimes the negative column's bigger, and sometimes the positive column's bigger, and sometimes they're the same, and sometimes they're both pretty long, and sometimes they're not too long. It just depends on what the day was like. But it gives me the opportunity to say, to see what I did well and what I could do better, because that's what I was taught. Is like, it's not what you did wrong; it's just what you could do better. And so I do that. I reflect on it, and I pray on it, and I pray with God about the things that I could do better with it. Ask Him if He'll give me some help with that in the future. And so what I've seen in time is that I had some things that were on the negative list like every day, and they're not there that so much anymore. So that's a good thing. Like you said, it's just wasn't stuff that was necessarily keeping me awake at night, but it's just stuff that I got help with it. I guess I did. I guess God helped me out because it's not such a problem. And then, in that step, in the 10th step, I kind of learned that there's two parts to it. There's this part that we're discussing that's at the end of the day, and then there's what in the literature I think they call the like sort of like the instant spot check inventory. And when I can remember to do that, and when that's useful to me is when I find myself at some point in the day in some sort of conflict with somebody, if I can actually remember to like stop and take a deep breath, I can use the other spiritual axiom. If I'm in conflict with somebody, then I'm at fault and I need to find out where I'm wrong, what I'm doing. And so that's also part of the 10th step, is just stopping, taking a breath, taking a look at yourself and saying, you know what, this is where I was wrong. This is where I can make an amends, right? I can promptly admit it. This was where I was wrong, and I was wrong and I'm sorry. And try to move on in my day. So I don't have to be stuck in conflict. But I don't always remember because I'm a human being, and sometimes I want to win, sometimes I want to be right, whatever it is. But not so much anymore.
But do you feel like, I think that for me, like I wanted to make amends in the beginning, and it's sometimes with people are hard. Relationships with humans are hard.
It's funny you say that. I had a conversation with a sponsee this morning, and we're working on some different steps, but he was telling me how his life is so good when he's just by himself in his apartment by himself. It's great. And I'm like, sure. That's really easy, isn't it? Yeah, but life doesn't work that way. It is hard.
It's hard. Having relationships with humans are hard.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's really hard. My kids sometimes are like, well, your best friend of the day or whatever. Mom, you had this best friend, and then you had this best friend. And each year we'd celebrate Thanksgiving with this best friend.
Well,
this year we're not celebrating it. It's nice to have a best friend. It stinks when the best friend goes away. I mean, there's some best friends, my oldest friends I still have in my life, but the ones that are like the ones I've met more recently, I don't know, they don't stay as long. Is that me?
Generally, my understanding of life is it's always me.
It's me.
It's always me, 100%.
I'm the one that needs help.
100%.
I'm the one that needs help all the time. And I'm the one that has horrible expectations that I put on other human beings because I want human beings to be a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
I do.
And then next thing you know, then you have to make an amends.
Right. Or you just walk away from the friendship, which is probably what I do more often than I do the making of amends. I have to be honest. In relationships, I think it's hard. I think with family, that's hard too. The whole thing, having relationships with other human beings is hard. And right now.
Sure. How about having a spouse?
Well, I don't want to go into that. I'm not taking the bait. Do you notice that, everybody? But I think that given the way the world is today, there's a lot of there's like a line in between right now. I think more than it's ever been. Which makes humans not get along even more. So making amends over political things and that sort of thing.
Oh, yeah. That's why I like the AA traditions. So
I have to say, where the rubber meets the road for me is the step 10 is doing this writing. The writing thing every night is really a really great thing for me. It brings me in the moments. It brings me in the day. Because the fact is, I can only live in today. I can't live in tomorrow and I can't live in yesterday. I just can live in today. So if I write this stuff down, I make an inventory of it. Where am I? Where was I at fault? Where had I wished that I'd done something differently? And I do that. And then I go and I write what 5 things I'm grateful for.
Nice. I like that last part.
Yeah, I do the 5 things I'm grateful for. And it's good. It's good stuff. I think that if you've gotten this far in recovery, this is like the maintenance steps. This is the steps. I feel like 10, 11, and 12 are the ones that you're going to do forever and ever and ever. And you will constantly, if your guide or what sponsor, whatever you want to call it, um, is with you, it's making sure you do this on a daily basis. It's like really, it's imperative. And I didn't do it till recently. And we all know that I've got a long time with sobriety, and I never did this till now. And I wish I had done this. And I know you didn't do it till now either.
Nah, I did it for a while, a long time ago, and then I got busy. Like, how do you get busy? You're just going to sleep. And honest to God, it takes 3 minutes. But it's a good exercise. It's like brushing your teeth.
Right. And I just think that if you're out there and you've done nine and you're at 10 and you're like, well, I did it once, I'm done. I just think it's something I would get used to doing, and having a notebook next to your bed with a pen and doing it on a daily basis.
And it's interesting because, as we were talking, I was thinking about the 9th step, because that's the one prior, obviously. And remember those 9-step promises, and one of them is, you will not, how does it go? You will not regret the past nor wish to shut the door on it. And that's kind of what you're doing at the end of the day, is just you're looking back. The past, you're only looking back, it's just for the day. But the nice thing is, by doing it every day, you get to clean yourself out every day. So it's not like, 6 years from now, I have this load of brand new resentments
and I have to go through another 5th and 6th, through another 4th and 5th. So doing this on a daily basis, and it lessens the damage, at least going forward, I think, in my life.
Yeah, well, for me, it's easy to see change in myself too. It really is, because I say those things that were on the negative ledger, they start to go away. Some of the same things I do over and over and over again, they start to go away. I start to get up with it, which I'm grateful for. And, because I'm sharing it with my higher power, basically, is what I'm doing, is putting it in writing, sharing it with higher power. And, then magic happens. It's great.
And then you can be free and you can sleep well. That's always a big thing for me, is sleeping well. So now I'm going to digress a little bit, because I know we're on step 10, but I also want to talk about Thanksgiving, because we are the Tuesday before Thanksgiving, even though we're recording this the day before. So it's actually Monday where we are today recording. I'm just going to let everybody know that for sure.
Oh, wow. I never knew that.
Yeah. So we're recording this on Monday. And it's interesting because I've had a couple of people say to me, oh my gosh, this is the first time that I'm having a sober Thanksgiving. And it's literally what we've called for years the Bermuda Triangle.
I knew you were going to say that.
Anyway, it's Bermuda Triangle. So it's Thanksgiving, Christmas, and then New Year's.
It is the Bermuda Triangle.
There's 3.
Yeah.
And I know that it gets very, very, very hard at times going with, well, this year it's even crazier because we're in a pandemic. So it's like, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? What are we going to do? Because we can't have this many people, or we can have this many people, or I don't want to drink. And I've always drank on Thanksgiving, and I'm not going to drink this Thanksgiving. And it's making sure, what are you doing for yourself to make sure you don't drink on Thanksgiving? What do you have? What is your plan? What is your plan prior to going into Thanksgiving? I remember my first Thanksgiving, just making sure that I was like, what am I going to drink? And for me, I've been a big sparkling water fan for a long time. I've never been a big Diet Coke person. My husband, used to be a huge Diet Coke person, but I've always been a water girl, and lemon and sparkling water. I just really like it. So I made sure I had a ton of that. I think that having dessert is huge. What else would you say?
Well, there's a lot of things that you can do, and that's, being prepared with food and drinks is one of them. But probably the most important one you can do, in my opinion anyway, is to, definitely stay connected to other people that are in recovery. You should have phone numbers, people you can call, talk to them ahead of time, let them know what you're worried about, check in with them. If you can get out of your house, which I guarantee you can at some point, go to a meeting, because there's tons and tons and tons of them on all those holidays.
But there's
And
COVID. My husband forgets that they've locked down part of the country already.
Mm.
So
I forgot about those people. At least where we are anyway, I know that. I happen to know that right up the street from us, there's 24 hours of meetings on Thanksgiving.
really in Florida, if you're in Florida, Fort Lauderdale, Florida, or near Fort Lauderdale, Florida, you can always write to me at Bizzy, Bizzy, at BizzyLivingSober.com. I can let you know where.
If not, you can do the Zoom thing, right?
Zoom is going to be here. I'm hosting an 8 a.m. Zoom meeting on Thanksgiving morning, 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Mm-hmm.
And you can find the information on BizzyLivingSober.com under Morning Hope. That Morning Hope tab is where all the information is about the meeting. But just making sure you're going to be really nice to yourself for the next couple of weeks, because it's it's a month, probably like a month and a couple of days.
Yeah, I think it's really easy to feel like, gee, I am missing out. All these people are having so much fun.
FOMO.
Yeah, exactly. And here I am, haven't had a drink in 6 weeks, and now it's the holiday season. What am I going to do? How am I going to have fun? And you find out, like, as we have both found out, that you have so much more fun than you ever did when you were drinking. But you have to live through it. You have to experience it to know it. We can tell you that it's a fact, and it is. You'll have to experience it for yourself.
Well, I can tell you this. There's one thing I know. The Macy's Day Parade is going to be on. I think it's virtual. I don't know what that's going to be like, but it should be interesting. That is going on Thanksgiving morning. Number 2, there's lots of Christmas movies on. If you are Christian or even just like Christmas music, because Christmas movies, because they will be starting. It's Wonderful Life is always on Thanksgiving night. And that's always a fun way to start the holidays. And then pumpkin pie, pecan pie. We're having a chocolate mousse with peppermint pie. So it
sounds delicious.
It's going to be fun. I mean, it's having a plan. It's like if you're going somewhere and you are worried about it, and make sure you have a way out. Make sure
you call that the escape plan, right?
Exactly. Make sure you have a car. Make sure if you don't have a car that you can pay for an Uber, if there's Uber service where you are, or you can get one of your friends to pick you up, somebody else that's in the program, or someone else that that doesn't drink that's available. If you have children that are old enough to drive and don't drink, you can have them drive you. But making sure you have maybe a family member. If you're feeling uncomfortable, make sure you have an exit plan, because I think it's really imperative. It's like when we were growing up, and I know growing up in the Midwest, we had to know if there was going to be a tornado, we had an escape plan. If there was a fire, you had an escape plan. Same thing. If you are new in recovery and you need an escape plan, sometimes it could be, my stomach hurts, I need to go. Or it could be, oh my gosh, I forgot to walk my dog. Or I need to walk my dog, or I got to let the guinea pig out. There could be many things that you could be having to go home for.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Do you remember your first sober Thanksgiving?
I don't. I know that I did the same thing that I had done for years and years and years for Thanksgiving, which was go to my mom's house where the whole family got together and everybody got trashed, and like dinner was at 10:30 at night, and I know I did that, but I don't remember all the details of it. All I can remember when I had to get through all those holidays, and I had a lot of support, and I reached out to a lot of people, and I got through it. No problem.
And I know that this phone seems so heavy. It seems so heavy, and people give you your phone numbers, and you don't want to use them. You're like, I'm not going to call them. I don't want to bug them. They just gave me their number because they're nice. No, the people gave you their number because they really want to help you.
Well, not only that, right now, they might really be like, oh, thank God I'm stuck in this meal with these people. And somebody from the program called, guess what? I have to go.
Right. You might be helping somebody else. That's the other thing. We'll talk about that with step 12, but you never know when you're helping somebody else. And when we sit here and we think, oh, I don't want to bother them. Oh, I don't want to do this. Oh, it's going to put them in a weird position. It's like, no, they want to hear from you. I need to hear from people because it gets me out of myself. If all I think about is me, it gets exhausting for one.
Hmm.
For two, I don't want to be, it's just, I don't like it. I want to help somebody else. I find so much pleasure and daily reprieve in helping others. I also think when we go back to that step 10, and again, you obviously should do 1 through 9 before you get to 10, but doing this 10 daily maintenance is a huge part of your life that you're going to find that is not only does it bring you peace and serenity, but it gives you a sense of writing down and seeing what you're doing in your life that you might not like. If there's certain things you don't like about yourself, you identify those things when you write them down. And I had a fellow traveler that years ago said to me, when you write on a piece of paper, it's like you literally are giving it right to your higher power right there at that moment. It's like a direct line to God. It's like I write it out and I feel better. And I know that for me, it's made me feel better for years and years and years, but I never did it because I did it as a fifth step instead of doing it as a 10th step. And I wish but I can't say I wish that I did anything. It happened when it was supposed to happen.
Hmm.
And it's been such a ride in so many different ways, and that getting to know yourself takes a lot of time. Getting to know what your quirks are, getting to know what's positive and what's negative, getting to know what things you like about yourself and things that you don't like about yourself, and not looking them in such a shameful way that I'm bad, I'm horrible. I'm just looking, I want to like look at yourself in a way that's like not self-critical, but you're looking at it like, wow, I did that and I don't really like that I do that. I want to change that.
Hmm.
That's how it really allows you to do that. It really in a loving way, in a way that isn't.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's you find areas where you can improve,
Yeah,
which is fine. Improving is always good.
yeah, we always are like, we always want to get to be better, and it's like it's not about the alcohol if you're at step 10 anymore. It's about living life on life's terms, and how to have peace and serenity, and how to have a life that's beyond your wildest dreams. And it takes this time to go, all right, well, this is what makes me tick. This doesn't work for me, that I used for many, many years to deal with people.
Hmm.
It's all about dealing with other people. It's all about relationships at this point, and how I'm going to have better relationships, and how I'm going to treat myself in a way that is kind and loving, like I would any other person that's walking on the street.
Hmm.
Does that make sense?
Sure, it does. I agree with you. Because you can find a lot of things in there. You know, I
Yeah.
mean, it could be just simple things like, you know, uh, your negative might be, you know, didn't eat well, didn't eat the right stuff. That's one that ends on my list a lot. You know, I did not eat well. So
What
I,
did you eat?
well, I'm saying hypothetically, I ate very well today.
I
Thank you.
know, but
But
I'm just going to say, I just want to tease him because I know what do you eat? Cookies. He likes his cookies.
I do. But, so it just like stuff like that. That has nothing to do with relationships ultimately. I don't
No, it's
think.
how you view yourself.
I don't think, but it's just like it's an area that I can improve in, that I would like to improve in, but I need help. I can't do it on my own. I've 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 seen that over and over again. Not just the cookie thing, but just JF in general. Anything that I think needs that I need to change, I need help to get that change.
Well, I can say one of my big changes I've had to make recently is during COVID, I started to smoke again. And which is so dumb. I only smoked like 4 a day. I was smoking 4 a day. And I knew my kids were coming home for the holiday. And I was like, I've got to quit. I said, Jeff, I said to you, I have to quit. I said, I cannot do this anymore. My kids are going to come home. They're going to yell at me. They're going to tell me how I shouldn't be smoking, how it's killing me and all the rest of it. And so I'm on, I don't even know how many days it's been.
One day at a time, right?
It's been over a week. I can tell you that it's been over a week.
Mm-hmm.
It's been over a week, and I just thank God every day that I I didn't smoke that day. There's been a couple times that I really wanted to just fold and get one or bum one off somebody on the street. And I'm like, okay, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it.
That's right.
I'm
We-
just
we
going to
get in
do
the car
this
and go to
one
the
day
ice
at a
cream
time.
store.
We go to the ice cream store. So the food thing is coming next, but right now, and now it's about to come into the holidays. I'm not beating myself up over food. Um, I'm just going to try and do my best each day, not smoke, be nice. And if I'm not nice, saying I'm sorry.
It sounds like a 10th step in action, honey.
Yeah, it's a tense, and it's truly worth your while to just to read about it in the big book. It's not that long at all.
No,
No,
not at all.
no, it's teeny. And it's just getting to the place. And you have a spiritual advisor if you're listening to this, or maybe you're doing this on your own, but realizing that writing stuff down on a lined piece of paper is just so cathartic. And it doesn't cost anything. You just need a piece of paper and a pen or a pencil,
Mhm.
and just write where your resentments lie. And if you're resentful of anybody before you go to bed, like if you're resentful of the person at the store, if you're resentful to a loved one, your neighbor, your family member, a friend, whoever it is you're resentful of, and why you are, and what would God do in that situation, or your higher power? Where could you be different? I guess it's kind of like being devil's advocate on the other side.
Mhm. Yeah, the way you do it's interesting.
Yeah, it's and how would I bring that into the situation? And that's where the freedom comes, because then I'm like, oh wow, I can do this. Sometimes I refuse to do certain things because I feel like, and it's shame on me because I carry around the hot potato of being like,
Mhm.
but I could just give it up, which I'm working on. I am working on.
Well, we're all human.
We're all human. I'm human, and I'm trying to do the best I can do. And I just want you to know that if you're out there and you are sober newly, and this is your first Thanksgiving, we wish you such a happy Thanksgiving. We hope it's a huge success, and that you wake up on Black Friday and are feeling amazing because you gave yourself the gift of sobriety this Thanksgiving.
Nice. Can I throw a plug in?
Please.
If you are new in sobriety, there's this wonderful book you can get that's called Living Sober. And that it's like 35 chapters, and each chapter is like a page and a half, and it's just great stuff, especially for early sobriety and trying to get through these holidays. Like, I would highly recommend getting a copy of that and taking a look at it.
And I'll tell you, it's yellow on the front.
Mm-hmm.
It's got yellow on the front.
Maybe we should talk about that when I decide to come back after these steps.
Okay, let's see if you remember when he's probably not gonna probably refuse to come on here for a month.
Hey, by the way, I like your new glasses too.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. So again, if you're new and if you feel like you're alone, you're not, you can always reach out to me at Bizzy, Bizzy, at BizzyLivingSober.com, BUSY, livingsober.com. And thanks, JF, for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for talking about step 10 with us.
Sure.
All right, everybody. You know what? Until next time, keep getting
busy living sober.
Busy living sober. Busy living. Happy Turkey Day, everybody. Happy Thanksgiving. We send our love. Love you guys all. And if you like what you hear, please subscribe to either the channel on YouTube, on Spotify, on iTunes, or just subscribe on my website. All right. Until next time, keep getting busy living sober.